From flashing red lights to wearing a full-blown law enforcement outfit, one man in Georgia thought he could pull off the ultimate impersonation. But this wasn't Halloween, and the real police weren't amused. Let's break down the bizarre moment when a fake cop's act fell apart under pressure.
Hey, partner.
Hi.
Hey, I'm Officer Park with the Acworth Police Department.
How are you?
The only reason why I'm pulling you over, I guess y'all were, well, that's my chief of police right there. He saw y'all go around traffic. He was trying to figure out who y'all are with or what was going on.
Okay.
So he called out on the radio and asked for a marked unit, and that's why I got you pulled over.
That's fine.
So, I'll just let him come up if you want to ask. Who y'all work for, Georgia Metropolitan?
Yeah, I'm an off-duty hero operator.
Oh, off-duty hero operator?
How you doing, Chief?
Hey.
I'm an off-duty operator. I just working off radio detail. That's my ID.
It all started on July 20th, when the Acworth Police Department pulled over a vehicle that looked a little too official. Inside was 33-year-old Gerardson Mackey, cruising in a retired police car, fully outfitted with emergency lights. He wore a uniform that closely resembled real police gear, and even had a badge clipped on.
My gosh. Yeah, I just work in the criminal detail. I went to get my car checked out because you can see all the lights on.
Why is the car registered to an individual?
That's mine. This is my company.
So what are you doing with all these red lights?
Sorry?
Why all this emergency lights? And did I see you using emergency lights to pull out into traffic on Lake Acworth Drive?
Oh, no, because I couldn't get through, Chief. You notice? That's a standstill. So I flashed the lights hoping to see me that I was trying to get in the line.
Who do you work for?
This is my company. I'm an off-duty hero operator. This is my company.
Okay.
Yeah, I do criminal details. Yeah.
So you look like me, you're impersonating a police officer.
Oh, no, sir. I'm not impersonating, sir.
You got any ID on you?
Yes, sir. You look in the front. You look in the front.
I see red lights. I saw red lights when you pulled out.
Yeah, that's sir. That's when it activated to the back.
Yeah. Where's your ID?
Right, yes, Chief.
Do you have a lighting permit for the vehicle?
Yeah, right down the glass.
Okay.
The officers initiated the stop after their chief noticed the car cutting through traffic using emergency lights. That alone raised several red flags, especially since only certified law enforcement or authorized personnel in specific roles are permitted to operate lights like these. The stop wasn't random. It was based on a clear observation of misuse. As the body cam footage shows, Mackey tried to pass himself off as an off-duty operator, working with the Georgia Department of Transportation. He claimed he was involved in a private business, managing traffic escorts and roadside assistance. But when asked to explain why the vehicle was personally registered and why red lights were flashing in non-emergency conditions, things got shaky.
So that is roughly about 300 feet.
It's got front windshield tinted and all windows are there. His front windshield is power tinted. It's awesome.
Has he got a gun on him too? The thing is so he has a lighting permit that's valid. He has a lighting permit that's valid for the vehicle. To have
Can't have red though. Can't have red or blue, right?
That's what I'm curious about. If he has a company that does escorts, I'd have to look back in the law. I would assume it's amber and white.
Right.
But at the very least, from what Chief's saying, he's improperly using them. He's not on an escort.
Right.
He's just trying to cheat his way into traffic. So at the very least, I don't want improper use of emergency equipment.
Mackey produced a lighting permit, which initially appeared valid. But the conversation quickly shifted from legality to intent. Even with a permit, using emergency-style lights outside of escort duties is a serious misuse, especially when it creates the illusion of authority on public roads. Officers were quick to point out that his lighting should have been amber or white, not red, which is typically reserved for official emergency vehicles.
Here's your ID back.
Thank you.
Look, given with all the lighting permit and stuff I'm seeing, I'm just going to assume everything's properly permitted and stuff for the vehicle.
It is, sir.
That said, with what my chief's observation, the use of those are for strictly business purposes. You
No,
can't
you're right.
you can't be using it to pull into traffic, okay?
Yes, sir.
So I am going to issue a citation for unlawful operation for emergency vehicle, okay?
Beyond the lighting, the uniform Mackey wore was also questionable. It closely resembled official police attire, making it easy for any civilian to mistake him for a real cop. This is a critical detail, because impersonating an officer isn't just about what someone claims verbally. It's also about how they present themselves and the tools they use to create that impression.
Just here.
I know, let me just talk to Chief real quick before, because I'm telling you how it's going to work. Even though I'm doing this on my private side, once I get this ticket, G-Dot is going to ground me again. I'm going to get grounded. And that's why I'm trying to don't interfere my personal business with G-Dot. Anytime they run a driver's license number, I'm going to get grounded. I asking the Chief, please.
I hear, but you have to understand that this whole scenario is a big issue for us too, because the uniform and lights and all that. This is when it gets.
The thing is, this is my company. I run my company respectfully, okay? Because I deal with high clients. This is my uniform. Nothing on me say officer, nothing. This is my uniform.
I got you.
You understand? But please, I just want to talk to the Chief. I know you're going to still do your job. I mean no harm. You can check me. My badge number is 44. I run the express lanes.
Just hear me out.
I don't want to get grounded.
If the Chief.
What made things even more complicated was Mackey's plea to avoid a citation. He expressed concern that any legal trouble could jeopardize his real job with GDOT. He insisted that his appearance and behavior were part of his professional brand and not meant to deceive. But from a legal standpoint, intent doesn't always outweigh perception, especially when public safety is at stake.
I'm sorry, that's fine, but this is going to stand, all right? Just let me explain this. What I need you to do is sign here at the X. Signing is not in the mission.
I know routines.
All right.
I'm a former police in the Bahamas. I know.
Okay. Do you need a pen? There you go.
Sir, please, if I could.
Everything I point out to everyone else, auto-generated court date right now is showing for the 18th of August at 9 a.m. at our court. The address is right there on the back of your copy. This phone number right here is to the court services. Takes about 3 to 5 business days for the citation. Give them a call and they'll explain everything to you.
Okay.
Do you have any further?
Do I have to attend the court? I just can pay it because I really.
Once you contact that number, they'll tell you all your options. If you can just pay it outright, and they'll explain your payment problems.
Hey, Chief.
Have you got a business card?
Yes, sir. Can I step out?
And you're all hot, but what about all these people in there?
I know.
That's why the windows for them.
Yeah, I'm trying to crack the window right now, Chief.
Don't you open all the windows so they don't.
No, the thing is, when I ride, the air, the compressor's going to kick in. Yeah. Chief.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be no pain in your hip, but Chief, please, man, I don't want to get grounded. Please, from GDOT, please. I beg you, Chief.
I get that.
I live in the community. I live right there on 3485. I'm not a bad person. Please, Chief. I beg of you.
I don't think you're a bad. Let me have your business card. I don't think you're a bad person.
No, I just don't want to get.
You're impersonating a police officer.
I don't want to. No, I don't impersonate police officers, sir. That's why I was careful. I present myself on my uniform. Also, I'm a former police in the Bahamas. I don't have nothing to impersonate for.
We need real cops.
I know.
You could apply.
I don't want to. Honestly, I don't want to apply for awkward.
Okay.
I don't want to apply for awkward.
In the end, officers issued him a citation for unlawful operation of an emergency vehicle. However, the story didn't stop there. Just 2 days later, authorities escalated the case and arrested Mackey on a felony charge of impersonating a public officer. This case highlights the fine line between looking professional and pretending to be someone you're not. It's one thing to wear safety gear for roadside operations. It's another to outfit a vehicle like a patrol car and cut through traffic as if you're enforcing the law. Even if no direct harm was done, the potential for confusion, intimidation, or misuse of public trust is high. Mackey's case serves as a warning that good intentions or private business ventures don't give anyone the right to play cop on public roads. Ever seen someone blur the line between authority and impersonation? Share your thoughts below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.